Welcome back, Sethbling here. I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how I made Missile Command in Minecraft. If you haven't seen the gameplay video, make sure you check that out first. This video is a video response to that one, so check it out, and that'll show you how the game is played. So I will go over all the basic components that I use to make this game. So those basic components are the missiles. There's low and high detonation missiles, so sometimes they dud, so you notice the first one dudded, but then the second one went a little bit higher, and then the third one went low enough to actually destroy some of the pressure plates. It's sort of unfortunate that it destroys some of the pressure plates. I couldn't really get around that just because the cannons that I was using weren't shooting high enough. So that there's the missiles, and I'll go over how the vertical TNT cannon works. I have a model over there. There's the button that you press, which starts the game, and that brings on 3 waves of ICBMs generally generated randomly. ICBMs, of course, are chickens, and that's uses dispensers and eggs. And then there's a loss detector, which you can hear behind me, which goes off when any of the pressure plates are being pressed. Okay, so let me go over those 3 components. First, I'll kill all of the chickens. Alright, so the TNT cannon is the most important part. I actually spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do this. So I came up with this model, and it's basically it's loosely based on a model by Ruby Zephos. I'll link to his video in this video's description. But you can see when I push the button, it ignites a bunch of TNT below. They blow up to shoot off the TNT on top, and then that one explodes in midair. So basically there's one water source right here, and then there's a square around a slab right here. So when I push the button, it will, after a 1 tick delay, ignite all 7 of these TNT, and then there's a 16 tick delay to ignite the TNT up here. And so when I ignite the TNT down at the bottom, the water will fill in where the TNT is because they're no longer solid blocks, and that will mean that they won't cause damage to the surrounding blocks. And then the delay on the top TNT is enough so that it won't detonate until it's sufficiently far away from the base of the cannon. So there's a certain range of valid delays. I'm using 16 ticks here that will not cause the TNT to either blow up too early and destroy your cannon or fall back down and destroy your cannon afterwards. It's very easy to reload and everything, though. It's just 7 TNT on bottom and then 1 on the top. So that's how that works, and so each of these levers is hooked up to one of these cannons below. The cannons shoot straight up. Sometimes they'll dud, and when they dud, the TNT actually gets stuck in the water, so usually it won't cause any collateral damage, which is nice. But so you can see I have 11 of these cannons set up, and they'll shoot straight up, and they just go through. Sorry, let me go around here. And they just go through little holes in the floor, and that's the entire missile launch system. The second component is the game start button and the chickens that are launched from above. The game start button triggers a RS NOR latch here. You can see the input line will turn this torch off and this torch on. And then after a long delay, after it goes through all of these repeaters, it'll reset the RS NOR latch. And so this RS NOR latch, after going through a series of repeaters, controls this clock with a pretty long delay cycle. And the clock, when the clock fires, it also fires all of these dispensers. These dispensers have a bunch of eggs, and so when they shoot, they throw an egg at the wall, and the egg has some small chance of becoming a chicken. And so that's how I create random waves of chickens. So that's all there is to that. And then the final thing is the loss detector which is all of these pressure plates. Of course, the loss detector obviously doesn't work very well because the TNT blows it up, but there's these pressure plates, and beneath the pressure plates is a ton of redstone down here. The redstone goes into some repeaters, which carries the signal from any of the redstone plates all the way onto this line, which just goes up and controls an inverter that is keeping this clock off. So there's a little clock here, and the clock will, I can just take this away, and the clock will turn on. Oh, that's neat. There we go. And so the clock will do that. So when there's anyone on the pressure plate, that'll turn this inverter off and the clock goes off. So that's how the loss detector works. All in all, the components are not super complicated, but it creates a pretty cool game. So thanks for watching.